this is a tweet that I saw the other day from Brian Feroldi.
Yeah, another YouTuber.
He tweeted Warren Buffett's formula that you can use to identify a moat. And today I was just going to go through and just plug some of these companies that we've been talking about and just seeing what it comes out to be. The formula is found on the income statement. It is gross profit divided by revenue. If that number is consistently above 40%, you have a moat. If it's under 40% and volatile, you have no moat. Oh, I just decided to make an Excel sheet to plug the numbers in and make it easy so we can just identify year over year, and figured let's take a look at Enphase.
Does Enphase have a moat? Let's discuss.
Enphase have a moat.
Yeah.
So here's the tweet. Income statement, gross profit divided by revenue. We're looking for that number to be consistently over 40%. And we can say mathematically, according to the Buffett indicator, Enphase has a moat. So gross profit in 2021 was 554 million. 554. Let's do it this way.
Total revenue was, no, you're looking at 1.382.
There we go. So it's this gross profit divided by...
This is why you shouldn't follow finance YouTubers. We have a hard time dividing.
Here we go.
Times 100. Yeah, let's times 100 there.
We'll do maybe 2 decimal places.
Yeah. Let's see if we're a little bit higher. Let's go over it. So I see you're filling in the data for revenue for 2021 just to check if Brian Feroldi is right and Warren Buffett is correct at over 40%.
Right.
Well, over 40%, basically gross profit over revenue, the ratio. If it's over 40%, then we have a moat, but it has to be consistently over 40%. It
has to be consistently over 40%. Let's just do these numbers and we'll get the results as we go. 2020, 346. 346. In 2019, it was 221.2,
and then 94.4 in 2018. Oh, we're not going that far? Okay, that's fine. 2019 is fine, actually.
No, let's do 2018. Let's get 5 years if we can. Well, let's do all of them. Let's do all the ones that Seeking Alpha have. So what do we have 2018? We have
94.4.
94.
2017 is 56.
Revenue in 2020 was 774. 44%.
That's nice.
Revenue in 2019.
So 2 years. 2 years over 40% we have here of Enphase.
Revenue in 2019 is 624. Survey says, 35%. No. It says it has to be consistent.
Yeah, but remember, when Enphase started taking off was really around this time.
2017 was 286. Sorry.
286.2, yeah.
Okay, so they crossed over into that territory in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah, I think it's going to continue that way, or around 40%. I know we're talking about like under 40%, but if I saw a company that has like you're pointing out 35, 36% and above that, I wouldn't exactly discount them.
We're looking at it over the course of a year. If you were doing this quarter over quarter, they've now had 8 quarters. Instead of just being 2 years, it's been 8 solid quarters. So you could do the same thing quarterly.
I don't like the quarterly thing for companies like this that are at the bottom of the S-curve that are changing the way we use energy, like literally changing it.
Yeah.
And then if they miss a quarter and it's like 35%, it's like, I got to sell the stock now?
Right. Well, no, because again,
you know what I mean?
The original tweet says consistently. So that does account for misses. And something like Enphase, you would assume that they do better in the summertime when more people are installing software. So it could be somewhat seasonal, their revenues. It might not be every quarter consistent. It could happen. They could have a swell in the summertime and a lull in the winter. But overall in the year, when you look at it that way, that's pretty telling, right? Let's do another company.
Yeah, and also gross profit is a little misleading because if you think about profit, there could be a year where Enphase expands its manufacturing facilities massively. Like they're like, we need to 10x this thing. And then all of a sudden, this 40% number goes away and it's 20%. So all of a sudden, the fundamentals are still there, but this calculation won't work. So I like this guide just to sort of know where we're at, but I don't know if it's a metric I would just use to make all my decisions.
Right. I just think it's a fun exercise because
it is a good exercise. Yeah,
it's just fun to see. It's just fun to see how it stacks up. So here's Apple.
Well, just to make it clear, we know Warren Buffett is invested in Apple, so let's see if he did the same thing. Or he just bought them because they do have a moat. That's it. That's the only reason.
Right. Well, this should prove it, right?
We'll see, yeah.
This should prove it. So in September 21, it was 365, 817. All right, now profits.
I mean, it's close enough to 40%.
38%.
Yeah.
and 2017.
I mean, a company like Apple has so many, once again, knobs it could pull to have whatever ratio they actually want. If they want to spend less a year, they spend less. If they want to spend more to reinvest, they do that, right?
Right. So this one's Apple.
But it's nice to see. Let's pick a company that is not that good.
No, because they
Hey, how about AT&T?
okay. Let's look at AT&T.
What's AT&T up to these days? Actually, I'm doing well. I'm glad I haven't sold that yet.
Here we go. Okay, so here's AT&T.
There you go. They have some profits.
Yeah, they got some profits. Okay.
They
So,
make bank. The one thing I want to say about AT&T and all of this is that it's held up really well for me in my dividend portfolio. It still pays me my dividends, and I still ignore it, not knowing what's going on. Apparently, it's up like 20% in the last couple of weeks or something.
total revenue. I was also trying to avoid the decimal point, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So this is revenue from 2021.
Yeah.
Seems
Wow. 53%. Holy.
yo, AT&T.
Yo, that's a moat. There you go.
Whoa.
That's pretty good, man. And even with all their debt, which they're eliminating now, that's kind of amazing.
Yo, that's a very high percentage. And when you think of AT&T, you're like, who could catch AT&T? You're like, nobody.
Well, yeah, I mean, the competition is basically Verizon and T-Mobile. That's it. That's surprising. I did not realize. I guess all of the weight of the debt is keeping their stock down
Yeah.
because they make a lot of money,
Let's look at Tesla since it's a little easier now to bang this out.
I feel like I should buy more AT&T. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. Well, the debt, you don't know about the debt. They'll consistently make money, but at a certain point, if there's a different communication format or standard, that could give a startup a chance because I don't think anyone's going to compete with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can talk about Starlink taking over, but it's unlikely that AT&T and companies like it are going anywhere for a long time, at least in my lifetime.
I can't imagine it either. But if they were, that's what it would be. It would have to be some shift to a technology that they don't. Like AT&T is not launching satellites like SpaceX is, right?
They can if they wanted to, right?
Sure,
If they
but
really
they're not
wanted to.
currently now, right?
They're not, right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Starlink is a great idea, but if you've been looking at the actual implementation and cost, right?
Mhm.
In the last maybe several months, 3 months, he's raised the prices on the Starlink antenna.
Mhm.
That's more money now. I forgot what it was. And he's raised the price of the plan. So now you have to pay more for the plan too. So my point is that
Like
AT&T,
FSD. It's like FSD.
yeah, like look, it's happening, but it's just it's going to be more expensive to do that unless you really need it. Like I'm not going to Starlink, buddy. I'm sticking with my Comcast cable.
Actually,
I did
pre-ordered.
too. Yeah.
But then when I saw the speed, it was like 100 down. I was like, I can't be limited to that bandwidth on the download.
Well, yeah. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, it 100% makes sense.
Or
But
like
if
that
you,
RV service that they launched. That's pretty cool.
yes, yes,
If I had an RV, I would definitely have that. I mean, I think David was
absolutely.
using that to broadcast his podcast from there.
No, it's absolutely great. For those kinds of needs, it's amazing. But for me and you, sitting in our mother's basements, as some of our fans said we do,
Right.
we use our mom's internet,
Right. That's a total dig to admit. It's
Oh yeah, that's a dig at it.
a total dig. The guy's not even
Uh,
here to defend himself.
no, it wasn't actually. It was one of our commenters had said that we are,
That we look like
YouTubing from our mom's basement. That was one of our
Oh, that was
commenters.
a long time ago, though.
Yeah, it was like a year ago.
Look, here's Tesla.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention, so now let's pay
17
attention.
going up.
Oh, so Tesla does not have a moat in this statistic.
In this statistic, right? But the numbers are going back to 2017, and we know that they weren't anywhere near.
No, but even 2021, which we think they're printing attendees here, it's 22%. That's kind of amazing. I thought it would have been more than this.
So, yeah, so they went up about 9%, 10% from 2020 to 2021. It's also, we don't know, they could have been at 21% if 2020 never happened. They still produced 500 and something, whatever, almost 500,000 vehicles with so many headwinds that year. So who knows where they would have been? I mean, even if you look at Apple's, the year after is when they jumped up and crossed that 40%. So who knows? We'll see. It's something cool to keep track of. And it's a pretty easy document, like a formula to just go in there and plug in some new numbers. You could do this
Yeah,
quarterly.
I mean, this doesn't account for a lot of things, obviously. So you can tell just by looking at it, AT&T by this would be a
Is a
better buy
monster,
than
is a
Tesla,
behemoth.
right?
In terms of security for your money, or not, it's not really security for your money. I think when he says moat, it's like they have a closed system that keeps customers in there, and it's very hard for them to lose customers or for someone else to compete with them. Period.
Can you read the rest of this thread, the Brian Feroldi thread?
Yeah, let's check it out. So consistently above 40% is a moat, no moat under 40%, the three financial statements. Okay. A consistently high gross margin signals that the company isn't competing exclusively on price. A high gross margin also provides ample gross profit to pay expenses and leaves money for shareholders. Number two, sales general and administrative expenses.
What does he say there?
So he's saying sales, general, and administrative expenses, where in the income statement, you look up SG&A and divided by gross profit, consistently under 30% is a moat. No moat is over 80% and volatile. So this is pretty cool. Maybe we'll turn all of these into an Excel
It'd be
doc.
nice to have a spreadsheet. So guys, we're going to work that out and we're going to put it on our Discord for the Patreons.
Yeah, Patreon's a download.
And we'll keep updating the spreadsheet with these different figures just to track some companies,
Yeah, and we'll put it up there so you can download and just plug in any company you want and just get a quick indicator of how it scores on the Buffett. So if you sign up to our Patreons have access to this exclusive area, and you can see we have a channel for spreadsheets. This is where we upload a lot of the spreadsheets that we refer to on different videos, and these are available for you to download and plug in your own numbers. So we'll make sure that this set of spreadsheets will be available here as soon as they're ready. So if you haven't joined that Patreon, now's a good time. So this is our Patreon. We have 3 levels: fan, super fan, make it rain fan, $4.99, $9.99, $20 a month. All of them have access to the free Discord. Our patrons have access to a special area here with some different channels, and one of them being our spreadsheets. You also have access to check out the trades. These are the actual trades updated in real time as we make them. Some episode discussions. There are some episodes that are specifically for Patreon members, or when we release a video early for Patreon members, they'll appear here. And then we have some specific member updates or stock alerts for those people.
So if you haven't joined yet, it's literally, if you want to support us and you like what we're doing, it's $4.99. If you really love us, $20.
It's a pizza.
Folks, come on down, $4.99, support us, $9.99 if you love us, and listen, if you want to sleep with us, it's $20.
An hour. Actually, say that again. Oh my God, you didn't tell me I look like fucking Dracula. Let me turn on the light. My God, what is going on?
You have a video, by the way. You see what
I know, but we were small up in the corner. Oh my God.
Like Dracula.
Of death, dude. Oh, and the other thing is I didn't have this on. Oh,
have
man.
you seen the old videos?
Oh, yeah, we're in dungeons. When you had the curtain behind you, it was terrible.
Yeah, this is way better.
Just a little exercise, some behind the scenes that we do, and it's always good to put these things to the test, right? If these companies are good, then they should, by whatever metric anyone values good companies, they should perform well. It was interesting to see Enphase, and I'm definitely going to keep that spreadsheet for stocks in the future.
I mean, it was nice to see, but once again, it's good to keep track of it, but I would never sell out of a position. Like we saw Tesla at 20% with that ratio, and it's like, yeah, they have a moat.
It's never crossed 40. It's never crossed 40. It's like SoFi. They're not even profitable. So if Tesla ever does cross 40 on this metric, you'd want to see it hold. If it could hold.
But then it's too late. Wouldn't you just say it's by too late? As soon as Warren Buffett is looking at that metric for Tesla,
yeah,
then he missed the whole 20x that happened.
Yeah, for sure.
He might be okay with it, obviously, just like he was okay with Apple missing the beginning part of it, and now he's still got his 3-4x.
Right, but I don't know. He doesn't invest in like risky startups or companies in the middle of S curves. You know what I mean? No. It's just not his thing. So I don't know that he would have invested in Apple before the iPod, but he still made a fortune. He still made a fortune. That's what I'm saying. It'd be interesting to see what we saw. Apple was at consistently 38%, 30. They weren't always that number. It'd be interesting to go back a few years and kind of see where they were the year that he bought them. But it's not so much about looking at his moves. I just like the idea of having a very simple back of the napkin math that you can do just to get an idea of where a company is in their industry. And look, I mean, Enphase is solid.
Yeah. And I mean, another metric we might add to this is just looking at the revenue growth. So if we did another row, which we might do in a different episode, we'll keep adding to this,
Yeah.
that if we just do revenue growth from 2017 to 2021, and you just show how much revenue grew, but look at it, by 2017 to 2018, it almost doubled.
Right.
2018 to 2019, oh, doubled. So if you're looking at something growing at 100% or even 50% plus, that's a whole other metric to look at, just like Tesla's growing at 80%, right?
Right.
Revenues.
They're just
So,
really, they're good numbers to see trending in the right direction. In order to make this legit, we have to do SolarEdge. If that's really their
oh
only
yeah.
competition, we have to see what SolarEdge comes in at. Let's see what they come in at.
All right, yeah, let's check this out. I'm curious.
This is the battle of the titans here. Okay, here we go. SolarEdge. Gross profit from 2020 back to 2017. All right, that was gross profit 629. Yes, and then revenue.
You know, and 32% is a no slouch here. Over 30% consistently. So
Here's SolarEdge compared to Enphase over the same period. This Buffett indicator of gross profit divided by revenue and whether or not it can consistently be above 40%. The indicator that they would have a moat. You can see in 2017, neither company did. SolarEdge was actually a stronger company on this metric, 35 to 20. And you can see Enphase catching up year over year. 2019, they were essentially neck and neck, and 2020 is when it flipped. And since it's flipped, 40 for this was the biggest spread here. This was a pretty big spread, 12%. Now it shrunk to 8%.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see when actually even the revenue, if you look at the revenue of 2021, 1.4 billion for Enphase and almost 2 billion for SolarEdge. So you can tell Enphase is on the heels of catching even the revenue number. And when that's going to happen, maybe in a couple of years, it's going to pass SolarEdge.
Well, that's true. Look at this. In revenue, 286 to 607, rough, let's say about half, 316, about a third here, almost half. This is exactly half. Yeah, they're catching up. That's interesting.
It's getting closer. Yeah. So I'm thinking a couple of years, 2-3 years, we might see Enphase revenue higher than SolarEdge revenue.
Right.
That'd be crazy.
That would be.
Guys, if you like it, hit the like and subscribe. We don't say that enough. Hit the bell. Join our Patreon, $4.99. That's nothing, baby. And Discord, it's free. Come join us.